For this video, we're going to solve, graph, and write in interval notation the linear inequality 5 is less than 6 plus x divided by 3. So to solve this inequality, we need to get x completely by itself. You can start by subtracting 6 from both sides, or you can go ahead and just clear your fractions by multiplying every term by a common denominator. We're going to use 3 since that's our only denominator. So let's go through here and multiply all terms by 3 so we can clear our fractions. Okay, and over here on this fraction, let's go ahead and divide 3 over 3, which is 1, and then go through and multiply. 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 6 is 18, 1 times x is x. So that allows us to get rid of that fraction. Let's go ahead and continue getting x by itself. So we're going to move 18 to the left-hand side. Oops, should be a minus. Okay, so we get negative 3 is less than x, and we have isolated x, so we've gotten it by itself, so we have solved. Now I do like to move my x over to the left-hand side so I read it correctly and it helps with graphing. So I'm going to do that. Now if your symbol is open toward x, you need to leave it open toward x. So this is x is greater than negative 3. So that is our solved inequality. So what we want to do now is graph it, and then we'll write in interval notation. So to graph, just draw a horizontal number line, find negative 3, just label that. Okay, so whenever you are using the greater than or less than symbol, when you are graphing, you're going to represent that symbol with an open circle. If you had less than, equal to, greater than, or equal to, so if you had that equal to symbol, you're going to use an enclosed circle at that number. That's going to indicate that the point is included. So since our symbol is greater than, you're going to use an open circle to tell the reader that that negative 3 point is not included in our answer. Right? So x is greater than negative 3. Everything greater than negative 3 is part of our answer. So we're going to highlight that. So everything to the right. And if you're moving toward the right, that's going toward positive infinity. If you were going toward the left, that's going toward negative infinity. So there's our graphed inequality. Now we want to go ahead and write this in interval notation. Okay, so if your sign is greater than less than, in interval notation, we represent that by using parentheses. If your symbol's less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, we're going to use brackets to indicate that point is included. Now, if you have infinity in your answer, you're always going to use parentheses around the infinity. Okay, so let's look at our graph. We have an open circle. Our symbol was greater than, so we will use parentheses when we write in interval notation. Okay, and that's going toward the right, toward positive infinity. So for our interval, start with your most left-hand point, negative 3. We're going to use parentheses to indicate that point's not included. And then go to your most right-hand point, and this is going toward positive infinity. Always put parentheses around infinity. So there's your interval notation, negative 3 to infinity, and solved, graphed, and interval notation.